She wants to walk wrong for a week because you guys did it so hard.
Would you imagine if we wrote a gay musical comedy about the mayor and a landowning dentist in a small town?
It's like Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. It starts with them like having their normal day, and then at like the end of the first act, you just watch them, one of them go down on the other.
Just completely out of nowhere, no build to it.
Yeah. You just like the whole time, like they're just putting on this act and they're yelling at each other. All these two neighbor families, like you set them up, big Broadway stage, and they're just they're doing all of the white picket fence tire on the apple tree kind of fucking lives. Very classically beautiful wives and 2 kids, and they just yell at each other for the whole first act. Just, you gotta keep that fucking hedge in line, and just back and forth, and then it just ends with them both aggressively making out across the white picket fence that separates their homes.
See, I like that. I like that they have everything in the world to be grateful for, and they just fight with each other.
Yes.
And they lose everything. They lose their wives. They're just like camping in tents on the borderline of their property. And then there's just that one scene where
they just both get in a
they're
fight.
yelling at each other, and then one of them kisses the other hard, takes the breath out of his lungs.
Yeah, both of them get kicked out of their house. Like, you're not going to come back into this house, mister, until you make up with the neighbor.
Bow, 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 bow.
And it just they both go out, and they have to share a tent on the front lawn. Well, isn't this just great? And it just naked poker. Just fucking off they go. I think we could make that. We got to make that a musical.
It's conceptual genius if you want my actual opinion.
It's brilliant. And the last scene is just the 2 dads with all of the children in one house. And the 2 moms are nowhere in sight.
That's fantastic.
It's very sad.
That would sweep the Tonys. That would sweep the local Tonys, Rory.
Jesus Christ, it's brilliant. How'd you guys come up with this? I don't know.
Just thinking about them specifically.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have to be. We'd have to find the perfect likeness actors.
I would even almost take like whoever was it, those guys from Grumpy Old Men, if they're still alive.
Walter Matthau and Jack Lemmon, both very dead, Rory.
Very long dead. Oh no. Who would you get? Who would you get to be in that musical?
Oh, Jesus, dude.
Like it's got to be a Hollywood celebrity. I am way out of my element here.
I'm trying to think. Do you go with physical likeness or spiritual resemblance? You know what I mean? Who captures the spirit of the character versus who looks the most like him?
Well, don't ask them. Like, oh yeah, Brad Pitt. You can't both be Brad Pitt.
God damn it.
Neither of you look like Brad Pitt.
Because you both said Brad Pitt, I'm going to blindly go with John Goodman and Joe Pesci. Okay? That's what you get now.
They're going to look so awkward next to one another.
That's going to be
Pesci's
so
like this
many
tall.
skin flaps colliding.
He's not going to really know where he is. Joe Pesci seems very old now.
He's
getting
an old
there.
man.
Well, again, you are 29 years old, Robert De Niro.
How's your bursitis, 29-year-old Robert De Niro?
I'm going to probably have problems when I'm older, maybe. This is how I'm already walking.
Doctors say it's a genetic anomaly that gives me a giant 75-year-old sand ass. It's the damnedest thing. That's why I was fucking F-class in the war.
There's something about him. Gets married and has a kid. That sex scene. Just...
I'm really attracted to the way he wears his pants up around his tits.
Yeah, good job, Robert. You really convincingly beat that man in front of the storefront. How many takes did we get? We can only get 4 because he gets tuckered out.
He has to be lowered onto a milk crate and perform the scene seated.
We'll get it in post.
We shoot at a clever angle.
Oh.
Now that's good stuff. That's good pod.
That movie, it was so expensive because of all the CGI. That store wasn't even there.
It's true. completely and utterly computer generated.
Yep.
Not a frame.
They got Cameron's people in there and J.J. Abrams. Notice all the lens flare. You go back, tons of lens flare, actually.
Yeah, it's real tasteful stuff. I don't know, dude. I the saddest thing ever was, did you ever happen to chance upon the thing on Netflix, the little like after show they did for The Irishman?
I feel like I tried to watch a little bit of that and
Yeah.
went, I am out.
Tried is the operative word, dude. I didn't finish it either. Because it's just Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro, Pacino, and Scorsese sitting around.
We finally did it. We all got together on a movie. And, oh, it's great.
But none of them believe it. They've all like worked together before. I think it might have been the first time Pacino and Scorsese worked together. But I mean, like, they've all worked with each other. This is not a momentous thing for them. They're old as fuck. They've done it all already. Yep. They have fucked every woman. They have made every movie in every possible casting combination. I'm gonna be the bad guy this time, Bobby. You cool with that? Great ass.
Yep.
Like,
so are you telling these people to die or just retire?
I'm saying die and move on.
Yeah.
I'm saying die and move on. Specifically, Martin Scorsese.
They're making so much money.
Robert De Niro, Joseph Pesci, and Al Pacino.
Here's what I want to know, because movies are obviously like they're for Netflix now or HBO or Hulu or whatever the fuck. And they're these exclusive like openings. And how much money does that make in comparison to theaters used to make? You know, like where's the? I wonder what the translation is there. It can't be more.
Because here's the thing. If I have HBO Max, then I've got, up until they took it off, I've got that shitty Wonder Woman 1984. So I can go, hey, Tanner, hey, Rory, hey, fucking whoever, we don't have other friends. Hey, Tanner and Rory, you guys want to come over and watch The Irishman? Or no, wait, sorry, we're talking about Wonder Woman. I'm still too deep in The Irishman bit. But like they're getting one person's worth of the streaming service to watch the movie. In a theater, they can collect on each of you every time.
Yeah.
So now, have you heard about this new thing they're trying to do where you like get this box, this like honesty policy box installed that's like scans the room to see how many people are in it?
Fuck no.
And if like a dog walks in the room, it'll shut the movie off. Like, you have to buy another ticket.
Get out, scamps.
Someone throw a fucking tennis ball.
There's no way people will put that shit in their houses.
Who would sign up for that?
Unless they're like, it's also Alexa, then we're fucked. Then humanity is ruined, and we're all doomed. Like, I don't know, man. It calls all I hate that it scans me and like tracks me through the room.
It says that it's trying to scan me for gallstones, but I think it's just giving me tumors.
I think it's just sending stuff to the NSA. But I can order my groceries through it, so it never. Hey, Alexa, play Garth Brooks.
Just blame it all on my roots.
There it is. You know, no, I'm not touching that.
Yeah,
it's the same thing where it's like I'm uncomfortable with laptops now because they have the cameras built in a way that they're just always there and always on and always connected.
Mm-hmm.
It's just very uncomfortable. Gummit doesn't do great things especially after the week we're having with the Security Exchange Commissions and Robinhood and all that crazy crap. Like, I don't know, -2 cool points for the government. And between when people started keeping track of cool points and now, I'd say they've lost a couple more since. So they're not doing good. They're definitely in the negative.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the entire problem with things like having a politician that you worship like that.
What?
You know what I mean?
The government isn't cool?
Oh, interesting. Like, you've put all of your stock in cool Uncle Biden, and suddenly he's, going to do drone strikes and stuff? Oh, interesting.
Oh, no.
Grandpa?
Yep.
It's just, I don't know. Anyone that's like, when people were getting like all excited about Cuomo and they were legitimately being like, Andrew Cuomo, Michelle Obama, that ticket could make it to the finish line. The Democrats should just recruit them.
What?
I'm like, Andrew Cuomo killed the elderly. He personally went around Bushwick with a flamethrower.
Yeah,
I seen
him.
it.
I was there. You're healthy and fine, he said as he rode by in a chariot.
Get out of here.
The streets are mine.
My brother's very strong.
Flee in terror. I've got my nipples pierced.
Dude, do you think he went and did that at a kiosk, or did he like have someone come over and do it in private?
I don't. He like went to one of those like booths. He went to Claire's.
He went to Claire's.
Oh boy, I want you to put these bells on.
Listen, I asked for the pink one, and I don't think it's weird.
Start with a heavy gauge. He said,
"Dude, they are huge. They're huge. I went through this. Somebody did like a nipple gate, and went back and were like, they're definitely pierced. I mean, it's confirmed they're pierced."
They're pierced, or like he was like, I used to be in shape, and now I'm really, really not. And they're pointy now.
He had regular nipples at one point, and then he got divorced, and he suddenly had fucked up nips. So,
he got the Tara Reid boob job.
That should be the next shirt I design. Andrew Cuomo lifting up his shirt, and he's just got a horrible botched boob job and bars through his nips.
Good luck not getting that removed. That one seems like we'll get some comments over that.
We'll sell that one independently.
No, nobody wants to see that.
Oh.
Nobody. People will wear that shirt. You saw those at like skate parks and hardcore shows.
Dude, yeah.
Put the name of the band on them. Oh, yeah. People will buy the shit out of that.
That's what I'm saying. Let's just make up fake bands and cash in on the fact that people are brand whores.
What's the name of this band? Why are they using Andrew Cuomo with his shirt off on their shirt? Oh, they're called Missile Fuck. That's great. Oh, they're terrible. Great shirts, though. That's how we get our followers. Is we go up to Burlington and go outside shows for random bands, sell them hack off-brand merch,
bootleg merch that we made ourselves that has nothing to do with the act.
Tad Nugent.
You know, I've always supported us turning into a streetwear.
I mean, that would be actually the most amazing thing to do once COVID gets over, is just go set up a booth somewhere where they can't quite see it from like a higher ground, and just be like, just sell whatever, like find out like whatever band is coming and sell off-brand merch with the wrong lettering. Like really crappy drawings of the band. Oh,
that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah, $15. I got to get out of here. That's fine. You drive a hard bargain. $5. That sounds like a wonderful job.
Well, you know, I've always supported that plan. I've always, if you ever said to me, we're going from a podcast to a streetwear brand, I'm in all the way in.
All right. Well, there's an extra caveat. Is that you got to wear a fake mustache while we do this.
Okay.
And I'm going to wear a fake mustache over my regular mustache.
That's literal insanity. I really dig it.
Just hostile with absolutely everybody who comes through. Huh? Yeah, you want the fucking shirt or not, don't you?
I know these shirts are fucking great. I designed them myself, asshole.
Constantly looking over our shoulders like we know they're coming for us.
Sweating profusely.
Oh, I don't know why that's so funny to me, but it is.
I just see you taking little hits off a bottle of ranch.
Like
it's Pepto. Oh, yeah.
Can we be doing this out of the back of the sketchiest van you've ever seen? But while still being like a minivan, so it opens up with a hatch in the back.
I think the van gives credence to the whole act, quite frankly.
I think we need to like hire someone's young kid to just like sit there and stare at us from the back seat and just yell at him, Tyler! Tyler, sit down!
Quit fucking around.
Tyler, watch Nemo.
Don't you have homework you should be doing?
Yeah, just sit there and just never says anything. Just always staring at the customer. Just staring. Oh, he does a good job.
Yeah. Where are we going to find a child actor with that much talent in Vermont, though?
I don't know. That's tough. Maybe we'll have to outsource that from Manhattan. They're desperate for work.
That's true. Can you imagine?
Throw $50 to the parent. Be like, yeah, this is going to go viral. They're, oh, absolutely.
Certainly. Well, it's not going to go viral for good reasons. She's like, it doesn't matter. $50 is $50.
We're going to be yelling at your son. Okay, that's great.
We're going to be treating him like we're organ grinders and he's a monkey.
And then she's going to come over and be like, where are the cameras? We'll be like, shut up and get off this set.
This is a conceptual art piece.
But you don't understand. Other people are going to see what we're doing and record us.
Madam, your son is a genius. We're going to transform him into the greatest child actor of the silent age.
Now take him. And we hand him to her, and then we just drive away.
The kid never spoke again.
Here's a free shirt we give him. Coherd and Cumbria.
I've been trying to think of a good one, and I just can't. My mind is totally blank for like funny ones to botch the lettering on.
You just pick a band. Woozer. Oh man, everyone's getting their Woozer shirts.
We should 100% sell Woozer shirts.
Yeah, it's just a weird album. It's just harsh pipe. Off the Bleh album. So yeah,
the Puce album.
Yep,
it's good for us.
You do it with everything. It'd be great.
You hear about this Army Hammer cannibalism shit?
What?
My man apparently has a cannibalism fetish.
Army Hammer?
Yeah. Super handsome fella.
Why would
he was both Winklevoss twins.
That guy.
Not at the same time. Don't worry.
No, that guy. Weird.
Yep.
So wait, does that mean he wants to see people get eaten, or he wants to eat people? Because I think his list of people to date either fell or grew exponentially. This is a weird world.
Here's the thing. He's a handsome feller, right?
Bite me. But then he really bites you and the game's over.
That's basically what this is. I mean, there are apparently credible allegations of abuse, but you look at the idea that he's got a cannibal fetish.
Why won't you let me eat your pinky toe, you bitch? And
that was almost literally one of the DMs, Rory. It's somehow you fucking...
No.
It's not even a bit.
No.
Allegedly, he tried to cut off some woman's toe, or said he wanted to cut off her toe and keep it with him.
And then when she said that was unreasonable, I'm sure he was perplexed.
Think he gaslit her into being like, "You're not open-minded," and then blocked her on Instagram.
I'll have it with me forever.
She's like, I have 9 other ones.
Colon.
Yeah. I mean, and it's... Then there's other DMs where he's like, I want to feel you're still beating hard in my hand and control how it pumps.
That's I've never felt that for someone I cared about. I'm gonna say, I want to touch your butt, but never hold your beating heart. Is there's a line there somewhere in the middle. I'm not sure where it is, but that's really past it. That's really past the line.
You've never loved someone so much you wanted to drink their blood?
I just love you so much I can't stop hurting you, apparently.
I mean, he straight up asks girls basically is tell me it's okay if I drink your blood. And they're like, yeah, whatever you want, daddy. And he's like, no, I'm not even joking.
Yeah. It's the kind of thing that weirds me out, because eventually if that gets the kind of notoriety that we're talking about here, then eventually people are going to be like, yes, he's gonna find his counterpart who is gonna get seen by the paparazzi later, strangely with a peg leg, and everyone's just like, "What the fuck's going on there?"
Just a piece at a time.
Yeah.
He just eats Timothy Chalamet a piece at a time.
Why does he look like a pirate now? I don't understand.
Timothy Chalamet looks amazing. He's lost so much weight.
It's he's got wasting disease.
I'm so jealous.
Army Hammer just put a shunt in the side of him. Literally sucking the life out of him.
He's just eating his testicles like boba tea.
Yep. Gross.
Yeah, it's pretty wild stuff, man.
The life the elite live. Wow.
I'm like, dude, you're so handsome that it's driven you insane, and now you want to eat other people to fuel your own vanity.
I've met a lot of weird actors in my life, but why do the successful ones always have to be so crazy? Is this like celebrity inbreeding that took down the Romanovs? Eventually Hollywood just collapses in on itself as a horrible pool of each other's genes, and he's the first sign of it. It could have been a hemophiliac, but instead he wants to eat people.
Yeah. It becomes a real Hills Have Eyes situation.
It weirds me out.
Theoretically, man, a lot of famous people do intermarry, and down and down and onwards it goes, like Game of Thrones.
Yep, and eventually they're going to get some weird flipper people out in Hollywood.
The most beautiful actress in the world has gills, and she's not ashamed of them. This role means so much to me.
We've got to defuse the bomb. Action, hit star.
Somebody please moisten Wesley.
That's incredible.
That'd be cool. That'd make me watch movies again.
Actually, yeah, maybe we should let this continue on.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll advance human society somehow. No, they won't. That's not how it works.
We'll just have like more people who need more health care in like more severe ways and not getting it. I spontaneously developed gills. I badly need health care.
They're just going to be like this weird pool of inbreeding. And then one day, one of them is going to be slumming it with some random chick from the regular pool of people. And it just creates this horrible virus. Just spreads through society. Jesus Christ.
It's like the STD coronavirus.
It's like children of men. But through 6 degrees of separation, we got to find the one person who hasn't had sex with somebody who through 6 degrees hasn't fucked a celebrity. And everyone on the planet is doomed. No! There's just this one dude living in Scotland in a keep. He hasn't talked to anyone else. It's just played by a really old Sean Connery. I hear you've come from his sperm. You'll only get it one way.
You'd have to shuck it out at the end of a straw.
I feel like Hugh Hefner. And then somebody like sits there and goes, wouldn't they just go to a sperm bank or something?
Don't overthink this.
Shut up! Don't you ruin my movie.
Sean Connery is like the last incel. He's the last one. He's the Will Smith of the movie.
Yeah, you've got to save the planet. Hold on, my hot pockets are done.
Hey, sure, stay right there.
It's like a 90-something-year-old Sean Connery.
Be pretty good. You could remake that with archive footage like they did with Peter Cushing in Rogue One.
Yeah.
That wasn't terrifying at all.
We'll just, throw a dude with a bunch of dots on. Jesus Christ, there's no shame in these people.
Oh, it's horrible. They don't even bother to try to like do a good job dubbing the voice. They're like, everyone can kind of do Sean Connery, so just do your best.
Let the guy in the mask do it, though, so it's kind of like...
Yeah.
So it kind of comes out sounding like Bane.
Hey. It's like when they were filming the original Star Wars, and the guy that was in the Darth Vader suit was like, we've got to get those rebel plans! And George Lucas was like, I don't think that's going to work for Darth
incredible. Vader. Do you imagine going through that entire movie and doing the voice the entire time under the... Like thinking that your voice is going to be Darth Vader. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of it, he's like, okay, you did great. We're going to dub your voice over.
Oh my, may I ask with who? James Earl Jones. Oh, he's so talented. It's like a knife to me heart.
Yep.
I like to,
For some reason, the guy in the suit, he's like, I saw him when he was at Yale doing fences. Oh my God, he's so good. Wow, you really followed James Earl Jones.
I'm a fan, but I'm Darth Vader.
I guess he took it in good graces because he did the other 2 movies.
Yeah. What's his name? David Prowse, I think?
Yeah. And I guess you look at it and you go, well, I could have not been involved at all. They can get someone approximately my height and just stand him in.
Hey, man, you technically were Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Someone just usurped your voice.
Yeah.
And was great at it.
Cucked you.
Iconic even. But you enjoyed that part. Come on, we all would.
That'd actually be really great if somebody was like could do a really convincing voice on top of you, and the first time you're ever in a major movie, they dub your whole voice. Like they just do it word for word. And then you like go to an interview and you're like, yeah, well, and they're just like, oh my God, what the fuck is this?
Or you get like cast in a medical drama that's one of those like, we've got 95
Bobcat
seconds.
Goldthwait.
Yeah.
It's a really wonderful experience.
Oh, cast and crew are great.
Oh, no.
That's just like, you do a medical drama and they dub you over with like a super thick Southern accent. Shoot, I tell you what. We'll get that painting down there right now. Thing gonna burst up like a whole Christmas in July.
Why don't they just ask me to do it? No, we hired a different actor.
Why are you doing the Hillbilly Doctor, and why is it killing in the ratings?
Adult Swim, man. They'll put anything on. All new Hillbilly Doctor.
He's just playing a banjo.
Oh, no, he's full of hay.
Why do all of our ideas get set in hospitals?
I don't know. No, we had the Brokeback 50s musical.
Rory.
That wasn't in a hospital.
Whale hospital.
Was it?
Whale hospital.
Goblin hospital.
Goblin hospital. And then whatever this hillbilly hospital.
I like Redneck Hospital. It's subverting expectations.
It's true. It's a little more forward than hillbilly, I guess.
Because I guess I like the alliteration, though, of Hillbilly Hospital. Now that's going to stick. Now it's Hillbilly Hospital.
Rob Zombie's listening to this. He's like, that's the name of my next album. Hillbilly Hospital. Thanks, assholes.
That's beautiful.
You're welcome, Rob.
Yeah,
Robert.
you're welcome, Rob Zombie. Crazy bastard.
Robert Zombie.
Can we call you Robert?
Is that too formal, Mr. Zombie? I would love to be like
Did
the
he
teller at
legally
his
change
bank.
his name to Zombie?
He might have.
I mean, I assume at that point, because now like everything he's on is Rob Zombie.
It's like Meatloaf changed his name to Meatloaf. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're never going to go to the bank and someone's going to be like, well, hello there, Mr. Anderson.
Well, if they start writing checks in that name too, like what are you going to do?
Who do you make it out to? Meatloaf. Uh-huh.
Okay, Mr. Meatloaf.
Okay, Mr. Loaf.
Like, we noticed that this is for $680,000, so we're going to take you seriously, Mr. Loaf. Call me Meatloaf. Yes, of course, sure.
Of course.
You go in there with like $1.50 trying to open it. I just want to get some savings. What's your name? Meatloaf. They're like, get the fuck out of here. Come back when your shoes aren't garbage bags. Because that's the American system.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's all I got.
Short episode this week.
All right, everybody.
Yeah.
I've just been staring at the stock market all week.
I know you have. I'm trying to take your mind off it.
I'm
know what I've been
stressed.
thinking about all week?
What?
Jodi Arias.
Who's Jodi Arias?
She's the attractive woman that killed that guy and went to prison.
Oh, that whole crazy shit.
Uh-huh.
Why are you thinking about her this week?
Because I think I've realized that, like, that's my ideal situation, right?
Oh, you're going to start writing this woman, and so
Yeah, for sure.
you're going to be one of those people?
You know what led me to that conclusion was I watched the Night Stalker thing on Netflix.
I did as well.
And by the end of it, I was like, man, and I like looked up Richard Ramirez, and I'm like, man, he got married in prison. Like a woman, after he did all of this, married him. And then she divorced his ass, and he got engaged again. It's like women wrote to this dude because he was a hot prisoner. And the crazy thing kind of does it for some people.
It makes me very afraid of some people. If I was just like, wow, like even if you were like, well, I just wrote him just to see if he'd write back, I'd be like, no, I don't like, fuck.
Well, then, Rory, this is the last episode of the podcast because I'm definitely writing to Jodi Arias.
Yeah, you're gonna
100%.
Dear Jodi, how is prison? Life is okay here. Sometimes it feels like a prison because of COVID. Lol.
Anyway, here are some Polaroids of my balls.
Yeah.
Love always.
Here they are stretched out like a bat.
I have shaved your name into my pubic mound.
It is a work in progress. Do not mind the blood. Thank you, Jodi. Wait, Alex.
P.S. Here are the pubes.
Oh, just turns it sideways.
She just eats them.
Oh, she's just legit crazy, huh?
She starts tunneling out of there with a spoon. I have to meet this guy.
Yeah,
Because they're
great.
definitely not going to give her a conjugal visit.
Yeah, and then she finds you to stab you to death.
I can't wait.
Great.
I'm on record as saying that's how I want to go.
Well, how is that any different from wanting to eat people then?
Well, no one's getting eaten in this
It's a
transaction
different
that I'm
spectrum
aware
of crazy. Yeah, but it's getting stabbed to death is not like I get that it's like the shades of gray, but they're both a lot closer together than like
Hey, I'm not killing anyone. My fantasy isn't to kill or eat anyone. My fantasy is for a beautiful
it's
woman
for her to
murder
kill
me.
Yeah. Yeah, totally different, right?
To be like, I love you so much that I'm gonna kill you.
It's like what get candy grams or something, but getting murdered. It's like there's somewhere in there in the spectrum of accepting love, I guess.
You say tomato.
I don't know what
say
I would do
potato.
without you, which is why I'm going to stuff you when I'm done with this. And you're just like, oh, I understand, honey.
I'm just gonna make the first decision that popped into my head.
Yeah. And then you're a little straw man out and back.
Yeah.
And your body is underneath, enriching the soil for this sweet, sweet corn, like in Secret Window. Just you and her last three lovers. And one very, very suspicious sheriff who got a little too close.
No.
And then you play with, I don't know, what is it? Two Princes or something. It comes out, 1, 2, 3. It cuts out. And she comes out to pull some corn.
She's just dancing in the cornfield, just taking bites out of raw, unpeeled corn.
Yeah.
Marry him or marry me.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds cool.
That sounds like a great movie.
I'm into that.
Just gets away with it. One day she sells the farm, but like forgets you guys are under there, and they figure it out.
Oh shit!
By this time, she's like in her late 60s. You know, the only reason she's moving is because she just like cannot afford to live there anymore.
Yeah,
really hard stuff. Farms, what banks do to farms, and they find all your skeletons. Yeah.
Well, at least we'll get a dignified burial at that point.
Yeah, she's crazy as a loon. They execute her. Yeah, she decided to live in Texas. Not the best idea, but again, she was crazy. She was crazy. So. I mean, think about the water costs alone on a farm in Texas. What was she thinking?
Well, what kind of acreage are we talking about here?
I mean, not a ton, but significant. I mean, it's got to be enough acreage where nobody was watching her murder and bury you guys.
Well, it's Texas. They were probably watching and being like, she must have had her reasons.
Just remember that I love you, honey. Ooh, she just swings that hatchet into her first lover. Sweetie, can you get that jar from up top, huh? Oh, sweetie, what? Ah! She just fucking hacks him to death. Oh, it's horrible. Patrick Bateman style. Yeah.
I mean, not to scare you, but I'm half aroused for it. That sounds amazing.
Brought me from 6 to midnight.
I want to go.
Yeah. Well, see, at first you're like, I thought it was an accident because you were up on a stepping stool and she kicks it out from underneath you. Oh, any mistakes can get made. But she was like, damn, he didn't break his neck.
That's like becomes our foreplay, though, is the little injuries along the way, the little brushes with death.
And they called it puppy love. Oh, and you go down the stairs.
She throws me a television while I'm in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Catch.
Oh, got it.
You little scamp.
Yeah. Just snaps her fingers. Darn it. See, there's again. We can make that. That's another sitcom. It's kind of like I Love Lucy. Only... every season ends with the husband dying.
Who wants to marry Jodi Arias?
Somebody would pick that up. Somebody would pick up that. But again, the last episode has to be her successfully killing her husband. I bet you they take that over on the O Network. Hallmark. I mean, if you really tone it down, Hallmark's all over that shit.
Oh yeah, you know.
Like, I think it seems it's a little too funny and over top. And we're going somewhere else.
Like, no, you don't understand. It's really good. That's why it looks like it's really funny. There's a difference. And they're like, oh, okay. IFC might do it.
It's hip to be square. Just lots of murder. It just gets like, you start the first season is just one murder, but then she also has to murder other people to hide the first murder, and then she decides to marry someone and then murder that person. So it all just compounds. Third season, we bring it to, I don't know, where do you want to go to vacation? Panama, Fiji?
Go with your first instinct, Panama.
London.
Panama.
Costa Rica.
Work that into the soundtrack.
Yeah. And so she's just down there. She's married a new guy, and they're after her for, forging a false identity and sneaking away across the border. And they know who she is now, but they don't, her new husband doesn't know. Is she going to get away with it in season 3? Yeah.
There kind of is already a show like that on Netflix called You.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. It's the one with
ours is going to be funny.
You is unintentionally really funny because it's really bad.
Oh, well, maybe I'm going to have to take a look at that now.
It also had an actual pedophile playing a pedophile on the show.
Ooh,
Chris D'Elia.
That's not great.
Playing a comedian who had a secret child sex dungeon.
Oh, no.
Comes out, and
Chris
then
D'Elia.
3 months later, it's like, Chris D'Elia is inappropriate with young girls.
Great.
Yep. And you try to watch that show, and you go, this is not right.
I'm going to pass on that now that you've said all that. I was like, ooh, a terrible show. It sounds fun.
No, it's...
And now you've ruined
in poor
it.
taste.
Now you've ruined it for me.
If I'm telling you something's in poor taste, you could take that to the bank.
It's like going back and watching American Beauty. And
oh, man. Yeah, I haven't done it.
Can't really do that.
No.
I did it once, and I was like, and I'm done. And I'm gone.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Well, I'm glad we found ourselves here.
Yeah, it's really sad down
I really
point.
like it when we talk about Me Too.
Real depressing shit. We always seem to get there, though.
We always seem to get there.
Yep. That's the nature of our egalitarian society.
It's true.
It's beautiful. Today on the BBC.
Oh, my.
Just got to do one episode like that. I feel bad for the listeners on this episode because I've been watching our volume.
Are we spiking on them a lot?
Oh, well, it's funny because like it's my fault because like I'm particularly quiet
right.
and I'm ramping you up, and then you're just like, oh, the funny thing about the and like even that right there is gonna really like fuck up somebody on their way to work. You're just trying to pass somebody.
Emily Machado, I just see her be like, God damn it! Spiking her phone on the pavement.
Yeah, and then we turn it back down. And here it is, 11 a.m. on the BBC. And I can't hear again. She wigs it back up.
Now for the weather in Bangkok.
Yep. Gets close enough to whip the side view mirror off of another car going 65 on the interstate.
You pricks! Just smeared lipstick up to her ear.
Fucking shit.
Why are you doing this to me?
Yep. You're welcome. So I feel bad. I'm formally apologizing for that now because that's definitely what's going on.
Yeah.
And you're partially to blame.
Partially?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's that.
You know, the Clintons are partially to blame for Jeffrey Epstein. What's your point?
We've got blood on our hands.
Yeah, I went there.
Yeah, you sure did.
I love people that still talk about that shit.
Dude, it's still going on. What's-her-face is still not like gone to court. And
No.
like, well, cause, here's the thing that always pisses me off about that. Like, well, yeah, you know, it's fucking crazy what happened. I sit there and go, yeah. Everybody knows that there's still creepy pedophiles in these circles. And apparently everybody knew about Epstein, right? And I'm sure they've all quieted down and gone to their fucking circles and hidden away. But, like, the dude was doing it with a bunch of fucking people. And other people know, and they're not saying shit. Like, so, like, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, it would be great if Ghislaine, what's her name? Maxwell. Named names and shit got real. Because, like, look at what's happened this year already. Memers potentially are going to destroy the economy. There was a little insurrection.
Just a tiny one.
Just a tiny insurrection.
Which we predicted, by the way, in episode 94, but go on.
Yep.
Seriously.
Yep. Better than any news show out there, folks.
We're like the Simpsons.
Yeah. So when giant ants roll over the United States, radioactive from a long-forgotten nuclear plant, don't say we didn't warn you here on Skimbo Front.
We told you to segment your bodies in preparation, and you didn't do it.
Everyone buy these water purifiers that'll pull it from the air. What was I saying? What was my point? Totally just right off the side.
Oh, shit. I wish we could rewind the tape because you were going somewhere. I didn't mean to derail you.
Oh, I was going to say, well, like anything can happen this year.
Yeah.
Because look at what happened look at what's happening with the economy. By Wednesday, we're going to know. Like, stock market could take a real fucking hard dive. Some people could be sitting out there screaming while they jump out of windows, listening to us on their Walkmans. I know! Because they clearly didn't have good decisions because they bought a Walkman.
Yeah.
How are they doing it?
Did they independently tape the episodes and put them on cassette? Yeah. Our fans are hipsters.
Yeah, wow. That's some crazy shit.
I'm dying ironically for a podcast.
Splat. So, yeah, anything can happen this year. Little insurrection, potential economy crash.
Yeah.
Dogecoin went up like crazy.
Of course it did. It's the best one.
It hit 7 cents, dude. And now that doesn't sound like a big deal to anybody out there, but it was like tenths of a cent. Like, it was nothing. It was worth less than nothing. I bought them at 4/10 of a cent and got out at 8/10 of a cent because I was like, I made my money. And they literally are worth pennies. There are people out there with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of these. There's literally a different coin called Mega Doge, and that's 1 million Doge coins blocked like a security fund, and or a security. I don't know. And so you can buy 1 million Dogecoin as one, and they're worth like 20 grand. It's fucking crazy. The world is falling apart.
It's so fucking awesome, dude.
It's wild. This year, everyone's like, haha, thank God it's not 2020 anymore. I'm like, those problems didn't go away. We're all dealing with it in real time. And, oh, man, the bus full of school children is going to start burning real soon. And we're all just going to sit there. Ooh, I hope there's water nearby.
Jeez.
I can't do anything about it, though. If only we were in a large formed subreddit. Maybe we could do something.
We'd at least be organized.
Jeez.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I've frequently thought about, like, if the world falls apart, what good could I do? And I think I would just, like, go turn into a demagogue and just, like, go, like, full white power.
Not with that bad shoulder.
I know, that's going to be a problem.
Got to get that fixed before the world ends.
But, like, get in there as, like, a white nationalist demagogue and just, like, be so good at it. And then just be like, we're going to have our rally to save whiteness or some shit at the Airport Hilton at this date. And everyone shows up.
It.
And then we just lock the doors.
And wedding them.
Gas everybody from the inside. It's like the day the clown cried.
Jesus Christ.
I could just lead the MAGA dorks off the cliff.
This is kind of a very weird reverse final solution you got going on over there.
It's because I'm like the Joker, Rory. My plan doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be a plan.
You know, usually what you do is you put them on a boat out in the middle of the water. Now, there's a boat on the other side that's full of liberals or something like that, but they're both full of conservatives. And both of them just immediately pick up the...
No hesitation.
And they just blow each other up. I think there's good in people. It's just this makeshift fucking dime store Batman trying to stop us.
Two fairies just exploding.
You don't understand what we're doing. I see the good in... The charges just go off. A million little red hats fly into the air.
You were saying Batman.
Yeah. Shit. They bring us to fucking Arkham Asylum.
Oh, yep. And that's where we can finally hook up with Jodi Arias and Poison Ivy.
I was going to say, it's Margot Robbie and as Harley Quinn. And who was the last person? Uma Thurman's there for some reason. Schwarzenegger, chill out. Everyone hates him. Everyone shut the fuck up, you punny bastard.
This is hell.
Yeah. Cool out, dude.
Well, then you take a chill pill. He just, like, kills the guy with oxys.
Well, somebody brought up the point where it was like, if you reverse the roles of that Batman now, everyone would be rooting for Mr. Freeze. Like, look at this billionaire who thinks he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And this dude who's trying to stop climate change. He's trying to stop the dude. Let him fix it. Let him cool the earth.
Let him shoot dust at the sun if that's what he wants to do.
Man, Jesus Christ.
Bill Gates is Mr. Freeze. That'd be amazing.
Don't you see he's doing it for his dead wife, you prick? Just fuck. You're over there fucking around with your charge car trying to fuck Uma Thurman.
Hey, sorry your parents are dead. The fact of the matter is, Mr. Freeze's wife is still alive.
Look at this fucking... Oh, what a bad movie. I'm going to go back and watch that again.
Oh, it's awful, dude. I so wish that, like, Tom Hardy had signed on for The Dark Knight Rises and been like, I'll play the role, but under one condition. And he shows up on the set, and they're just like, action. Brain! The entire fucking movie.
Funny, isn't it, Doc? We're cutting that out of every shot.
Inside reference.
Yeah. Like, well, we're going to do that with a close shot every time, Tom. He's like, okay.
Oh.
He just cut the whole
You'll have a hard time syncing my lip movements with the sounds I'm making. And they're like, uh-huh. You're wearing a fucking mask, Tom.
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, just get the shot.
Well, Tom Hardy's insane.
Well, Tom Hardy did crack for a while, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. So maybe, who's to say he wasn't doing it when he was all jacked up? No, I don't think he was, but...
Nah.
He was definitely on a lot of steroids.
I'm not sure crack lends itself to a peak physique.
Are you sure?
I don't know for sure.
I feel like you get a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's true. It'd be a good pre-workout.
People do crazy things with drugs these days. There's those people who run like a mile and then drink a beer and run a mile and do that and get drunk while they run. And people who work out. And yeah. I'm going to take a sip of whiskey on this next turn. I don't have a problem. You have a problem. I mean, people smoke weed when they work out, and people are taking mushrooms now. I'm sure in a weird way. Like, I don't know if you do that with
yoga and mushrooms would be dope.
Yeah, see, there you go. With goats. Goat mushroom tea
Man.
yoga.
Yeah.
Do I have to drink the mushy stuff in the bottom of the teacup?
Only if you want to see the stars.
Okay, Mr. Goat.
I trust you.
Yeah.
You're the only one who isn't trying to kill me.
Everything's done in red lighting. This is only going to be good, they said to themselves.
It's like Midsummer, but it takes place at a fucking goat yoga studio on mushrooms.
Oh, God. Ends up being a little bit too much like Holy Motors. Yep.
Man.
Yep.
I will be forever chasing that dragon.
That's the weirdest film I've ever seen. I don't think it's hard to look at other films and be like, it's going to be as weird as that one.
It's true, and yet I completely understood it.
That's the way it goes. Yeah. Playing music, and then he bites off that dude's finger.
Yeah. He has a little goat penis at one point.
Yep. And what was her name, isn't it?
Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
Eva Mendes and Kylie Minogue.
Eva Mendes is who I was thinking
Probably
of.
who you were thinking of.
Yeah. Well, there's the scene where his penis is out.
Yeah, in that scene.
Yeah.
He's a little, like, gnarled up goat man, and she, like, breastfeeds him and some shit. I'm misremembering some of this.
Probably.
But I'm in the ballpark.
It's a weird movie. Yeah.
It's a weird movie. And we'll never make anything that good.
No.
Because we're frauds.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think that play has some legs. I think that
The Fantastics meets Brokeback Mountain.
Yeah. I think that just is such a great... Think about the set design alone.
That's true.
Could be fantastic. Especially at the end, if you can make it so like both the houses change color and merge into one happy house, and they do like a song that's the same song from the beginning of the play, but just them singing it with the kids. It's like that Genghis Khan song where he's they're the super villains. Have you ever seen that?
What?
What's that? It's that song. I'm a little bit Genghis Khan.
What?
Don't want you to get it on with no one else but me. Woo! That whole fucking song. You ever heard that song?
Are you having a stroke?
No, it's a great fucking song. He did that. It's a music video where it's like the super villain and he's caught like the James Bond, and he's got the laser on him, and he goes home from it, and he's got a wife and kids, and he's really unhappy. So he goes back and he's like been dancing, and he frees the guy, and it turns out he's in love with the dude. And the last shot is them back in the house with the kids, like having a happy family. It's a great music video.
What the fuck? I've never seen this or heard of this.
I don't remember what the band is, but we're going to find it after this. I'm going to show you. You've definitely heard this song. If I've heard this song, you've fucking heard this song.
I'm not sure that's true, Rory. I think I'd remember the...
You are a music literate bastard. You have a music podcast.
I'm a functioning illiterate.
Maybe you haven't seen the music video, but I know you've heard this song. I know it.
I
know
don't
you've heard
think
this
you
song.
can say that with certainty.
Maybe.
I think I would remember a Genghis Khan song where he like...
It's not all about... It's just like
cucks a guy.
that's a line.
Get it on like Genghis Khan?
I get a little like... I can't remember what it is. Something like Genghis Khan. Don't want you to get it on with nobody else but me. With nobody else but
I'm
me.
convinced you made this up.
Yeah, okay. You'll see, motherfucker.
Okay.
I've been right about a lot of things. We guessed the insurrection.
We did, dude. We really did.
And because of that, I think that I'm right about this song. That must exist. If it doesn't exist, I'm going to make a lot of money.
I'm willing to
It's a
give you the
pretty good
benefit
song.
of the doubt, but the problem is I'm going to kill you and take that money.
Yeah, it's going to be so good. You're going to abuse me like the Jackson 5's dad.
Pretty much. Yeah. I just torture you to get grade out of it.
All you're going to do is music. You're going to be essentially musically talented children people. Yeah. And that's what happened with the Jackson 5.
5 exciting revenue streams for Dad.
Yep. All the lesson is there is have a lot of children and force them to learn to play instruments.
Yes.
And you'll be fine. And they'll end up being fine to some extent.
Yeah, you just terrify talent into them.
Yeah.
And the rest takes care of itself.
And then you just bring them around to dive bars full of drunken men who they play music in front of while they get beer bottles thrown at them.
Yeah.
And you stand in the corner very sternly counting money.
I mean, recipe for success.
Sounds like a dream.
I don't know what the problem is.
Yep. You just got to do it with a very unstable woman who you know will run out on everybody and not fight for like custody or support. And like once she's out of the picture, you can do whatever you want.
Once
now the
again,
morality is just, or you find one that is in on the plan, and then both of you psychologically assault them. Like I think I assume what happened to the Hanson family. Still a little too close to Manson family. Anybody?
You know?
Mbop? Anyone? Where's that coming from? That was the sound that they would make when their parents would hit them with a bat or pan. Mom would hit him with a pan.
Cast iron skillet.
Cast iron skillet. Bop.
And that was the
sing that
inspiration
song.
behind Mbop.
Yeah.
Oh, and Mom wanted a girl. That's why we all have long hair and sound like
I
girls.
feel like they probably all had fine fine child.
They're probably like Mormons.
Yeah, they're like super great people.
Yeah.
We've got a bunch of families and kids, and
They're just sitting there drinking milk with their family, wearing holiday sweaters.
warmed up milk. Come
It's
get
a-
some scamps. Meow. Just like a little cat.
Now it's a real Hanson family Christmas. Grandpa's playing the drums. It's so adorable.
They've been mainlining MDMA for 10 years straight.
They're shut-ins.
Yep. No one ever knew. Very, very strong view of Hanson we have over here.
I think we need a welfare check on the Hansons.
I'm sure they're fine. They made more money than God. I remember the first time I was a kid, and I walked in and watched my sister watching a music video of Hanson. I was like, "Who the fuck are these girls?" And like legit, not like. Not even joking. Like I thought it was 3 chicks. Like I thought it was 3 kind
Everyone
of like,
did, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, who are these girls singing? And she's like, those are boys. I was like, no, they're not. Yeah, those are boys. I stared for a very, very long time. I was like, what the fuck? What are they putting the water out there in California?
You had the most confused masturbation of your young life.
We don't smoke marijuana down in Skokie. Just fucking. Oh. It's a different household I grew up in.
It was an alternative household.
Yep.
I mean, can you name one other Hanson song? I can't.
No.
It's Mbop.
I'm sure there's one. I know I heard it in my life at some point.
I'm sure we all have, but
I wish I had that Limitless pill. I'd be like, oh, yes, this one with the but because I could recall shit that I've long since, like, my brain has abandoned it. It's like, you're never going to use this information. It was pretty funny, though, because I assumed my mom was going to get me some fucking kit. Like, it might have been, like, the Spice Girls or one of those fucking, like, cassettes. Back when cassettes were, like, young. Because I didn't know anything about music, but, like, you got music and you wanted to listen to it and blah, blah, blah. And she ended up bringing back Hootie and the Blowfish. So what it actually, like, in retrospect, points. Because at the time I was like, what the fuck is this? She sits alone by a lamppost. I'm just like, what? Just, dude, me, 9 years old with a mullet, listening to Hootie and the Blowfish.
Let her cry.
Yeah, in my fucking room. In Barrie, Vermont, by myself. Really soul searching at 8 years old, listening to fucking.
If it is all her pain.
Yeah, you tell it like it is, Darius Rucker. You know the words to my heart.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's good parenting.
Yeah.
Your mom's an angel.
Me hanging out, just me and Hootie tonight, just having myself a Hootie night.
Don't you want to go to the sleepover with all your friends, Rory?
No,
Hootie's my best friend.
I got my Super Nintendo, my Power Rangers toys. I'm going to sit up here, put some quiet Hootie on, and make a night of it. Who knows?
With a little love.
Maybe I'll check out that old cable scrambled porn channel that they used to have. Really make a night of it myself.
It's got a big Saturday plan.
What am I supposed to do with this? I said to my 9-year-old self.
But I found out.
I saw a boobie in there. Yeah. First I was 8, then I was 9. Get it right. Get it together.
Seriously.
Get it together.
I think first boob I ever saw in a movie was Titanic.
Oh, I mean, my dad was the kind of person who was like, he's not going to remember. Let's put it on. So
Just putting on hardcore porn.
I'm sure the first time I saw it was like the general's daughter or like some fucked up fucking weird thing. Or it's like, oh, she's pissing in a glass. Or like some weird fucking movie.
Cool. And your dad's just like, this is what adults do when they love each other very much, Rory.
It was one of those kind of things where like they would put me under the Afghan quilt and I'd just be like, I can easily part this and see what's going on.
It's just fucking Michael Keaton eating Sharon Stone's pussy.
Yeah, don't look. Okay. What are you kidding? Yeah, so that's you know, it's probably something like that. Hey, you seem like you're old enough to watch Saving Private Ryan. Narrator, he was not. I tried. Oh boy, that one fucked me up for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
It was super like, yeah. Like now you look at it and you go, they could have used real battles, and they used Normandy, and then they like this. There was probably something like this happening somewhere, and instead they made this fake fight over a bridge so Tom Hanks could die, propped up next to a motorcycle that I don't think also had been made that year yet. It's like, but back then, yeah, it really fucked me up as a kid.
Yeah, well, the guy searching around for his arm.
Now you're like, oh, this is historically inaccurate. This is literally unwatchable.
Actually,
look at Upham. He's such a bitch. His friend died.
Yeah, that one fucked me up. I watched The Fly way too young.
Yeah,
that fucked me up
weird.
Pretty bad.
Apparently not. Now you watch all kinds of fucked up shit.
Yeah, now I watch.
You're the guy who introduced me to that movie Dead Girl, for fuck's sake. Hey, you guys want to watch this? I hear it's a comedy, he says. It's not a comedy.
It's
I
literally.
thought it was funny. It was not funny.
It's literally two guys having sex with a zombie girl.
Yes. Yeah.
Unbeknownst to me. That's my bad, Rory.
No. One guy's having sex with her. The other guy is just there while he's doing it.
Well, that makes it better.
You're like the dude watching. Would you do it? No! Who made this?
It's zombie cock porn. Get with it.
It's the craziest fucking movie that our young late teens you're like, yeah, it's fucking great. We're like, what the fuck was this?
I never said it was fucking great. I just remember seeing it. I used to subscribe to this magazine called Fangoria.
Yeah, that's where you got it from. Great.
It's like we interview the woman that played the sex alien in Carnivores 9.
And we're going to watch this now. Apropos of nothing. It's like when I watched that Dark Side of the Moon, that old Mitch was like, you should watch this. And then there's a dude stuffing a man's face into the demon in his stomach. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Lo unto you.
Yes. Yep.
That's what that's from, right?
Yeah.
Or is that from Abraxas?
No, that's from that. Lo unto you. And it's, dude, later, 20 minutes before the end, or a half hour, when I watch this with Tanner, he looks at me and he immediately quotes the last line of the film. He goes, that's going to be it. And I look at him, I go, God damn it, you're right. And we wait, and the last moment of it goes, and he says the line, we're like, yay! And everything blows up.
Oh, my God.
Beautiful. You got to go watch that film. I
don't
want to ruin it for our audience, because you're all going to go watch it too. I think it's called Dark Side of the Moon. I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, I think you're right, because it's the poster's like the moon, but then a pair of evil eyes superimposed back.
Oh, you'll know if you're watching the right film. You're like, this looks like something that came out of the bad side of the 80s.
Dude, I just love that as a thing to say before you fuck someone up. Lo unto you. Like, what?
Cut their head right off.
You kick their head off.
Yep.
That's pretty good.
That's what the Skimbo Lounge is going to start becoming. Just us reviewing old movies from the 70s. If you want to find out where the co-mater is, check this one out. It's 1979's, I forget what it's called.
Yeah, that was Abraxas, wasn't it?
It might have been Abraxas, yeah.
Because Jesse Ventura's in Abraxas, isn't he?
It's that. It was like a double feature kind of a cassette that we bought or we took from somebody. And it's Abraxas and something else. And they're both great.
Ugh.
The co-mater is escaping. And, they saved the day. Don't worry. If you were worried out there about how that one ends, they saved the day.
When Jesse Ventura's around, I don't worry about anything.
Yeah.
He's got this shit on lock. There's chemtrails.
It's the kind of thing that make you look back at Chuck Norris films and go, wow, there was really a lot of production value here.
Relative to the way other people handled it.
That is pretty great.
You know that motherfucker's 80 years old?
Really?
Chuck Norris is 80 years old.
He's the same age as Nancy Pelosi.
Fancy that.
Joe Biden.
Thank God these people are in charge.
They all grew up together. We all went to the same school. Successful People Academy.
They just get bullied by a slightly older Ronald Reagan.
That'd be just a great, shitty sitcom. Famous People High. And it's just this.
They did that. It's called Clone High.
Well, yeah.
And it was great.
You just do it with shitty actors. So Ronald Reagan can be there.
Well,
I'm waiting. He's the fucking principal.
Good point, McKinley.
Yep.
I need more of that. I got to be honest. Wet Hot American Summer, 10 years later, didn't really do it for me. I appreciated a lot of the stuff it did, and then some of it just didn't land for me.
It's hard for them to do it now, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's really hard because a lot of them are very successful and a lot of them aren't.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's people who have time to do it, And they'll do it, and they will substitute in other people, and it won't be as good, and it's not as fun.
You need certain people to be there, and like when Bradley Cooper wasn't in 10 years later, that was such a jip.
Oh, yeah, it was really disappointing. They brought in Adam Scott, which is fantastic, but it's just not the same. As someone who's like a big fan of Adam Scott, like...
If he had played the new guy, because they shoehorned in like this couple, this guy and this girl,
terrible,
who were never in the original show, and the gag was like they were there for all your favorite moments.
If they had done that just right, like if they had done that the right way, it would have been really funny. But the way they did it wasn't, and they gave him so much airtime to make up for the lack of obviously like missing people, that it just like didn't sell.
And like that actress is fine, she's really good at that, but the
Sure.
dude sucks.
Yeah.
So if they had cast like an Adam Scott in that would have been more like dynamic and interesting.
And it's like they obviously minimized other people who had busier schedules roles, and you're like sitting there going, just take the fucking time and do it when they can do it, or don't do it.
Because you notice after a while, you're like, okay, they're only interacting with certain people.
Yeah. Like
John Hamm did all of his shit in front of a green screen, basically.
They tried this on Arrested Development, and it was a huge, huge failure.
It's not good.
No.
Just do something else then.
Yeah. If you're going to do that, like make it like a definite choice, and don't try to dance around it. Like, I don't know.
I mean, in a way, it's in the spirit of the movie where they were like, well, this is a production with like next to no money. It's an independent production. What the fuck are we going to do? It won't stop raining, and we got to get this shot. Well, what if we, insert solution here?
Yeah.
So like working around these kind of problems is kind of what they do best. But at the same time,
they missed the mark though, because you still at bare minimum need the cast members, and you need to be able to build a story with them being there.
Yeah, just
if
stuff
you get
like,
around the rain, that's one thing, but it's like, okay, and now remove McKinley, and you're like, what the fuck happens now?
Yeah, this doesn't work now. And like Jolo Trulio's character going to sleep for like 4 episodes because he was off doing Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah, is kind of funny, but also obvious and kind of sad.
It sucks because he's such a great character in that world. You want more of him.
Mm-hmm. And Ken Marino's fantastic, but I don't know. Yeah, it missed for me too. It was a shame.
What the hell are you gonna do? I'm sure we sound terribly mentally ill to the people that are like, "Wow, you guys were like riffing and having fun, and now your favorite show depresses you."
Yeah. You never know. Maybe we could even cut it. I don't care.
We kind of took him on a ride. We're not cutting it.
We don't have to cut anything if you don't want to. I was just sitting there like, wow, you're going to listen back to it and go, that sucked.
We need to delete this whole episode.
Yeah. I'm sure some of it's funny. I'm just not sure us reminiscing about this camp project, Wet Hot American Summer, is particularly great stuff. Wow, that is some sizzling hot pod.
It was a super dynamic ending to the show, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You got anything you want to plug, Rory?
No. No.
You're positive?
Yeah.
Take a second to think about it.
No, I'm good. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. No, I'm good.
Well, all right then. Well, you can catch us next weekend for 2 nights only at Magoobies. And until then, thank you. Go fuck yourselves. And goodbye.